Anything else to write agenda? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting back to order in open session. Welcome to this evening's hybrid Board of Trustees meeting, being held both in person and virtually. This meeting has been made accessible to members of the public on the link at the Moreland School District website and on board docs. Any person who requires accommodations to access the meeting has been asked to contact the superintendent's office within 24 hours of this meeting. This meeting is being recorded and may be published online at a later date. And we'll go right to the flag salute. I believe we have students in the audience tonight from Latimer School who are part of a leadership group. All right, come on up to the podium and lead us in tonight's flag salute, please.
All right, so right hand over your heart. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for coming tonight and for your patience while we start our meeting a little bit later than we had originally planned. So we're very grateful for you. If you could each take a turn, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about your leadership.
Something I love about leadership is that we get to lead a lot of activities. I'm Robin, and I love about leadership because we do things special activities. I'm Samira, and something I like about leadership is that you get to hang out with friends and you get to make plans with them about like activities to do at recess. I'm Mia, and what I like about leadership is that we help around the school and we shape different lessons.
My name is Sophia Barker. I've been attending Latimer since the 6th grade. I'm in 8th grade at Latimer. Me and Myra are part of our middle school leadership program, so we're out, which are our spirit events, lunchtime competitions. We're in charge of pride flags and just making everything at the school.
I'm Iris Whalen, and something I like about leadership is that we get to lead people in the right direction, plan out school events, and just really make our school a better place.
Thank you. Sure.
So first of all, I think as I was reading the description of what you guys have been up to, it's absolutely amazing because it's one thing for somebody to kind of tell you what to do or ask you to do something, and it's something completely different when it comes from you guys. And what you're doing to your own community, to your own school is absolutely phenomenal. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And then second, of all of the things that you did, which part did you like best? Anyone can go. Spirit Days, yeah. Which one is your favorite one? Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Something I really liked about leadership was our lunchtime competitions. Our most recent one was the water polo class. I participated in it with one of our other leadership members, and it was really fun. The game itself was fun, but I really enjoyed bringing all the middle schoolers together.
Awesome. Thank you, Sophia.
I just wanted to echo what my fellow board members said. Thank you guys so much for being leaders on your campus. And kind of along that line, which activity do you think that you guys planned was the most like impactful at your school? Question.
I think it was probably musical chairs.
Yeah.
A lot of people came to play,
Okay.
and it was really cool.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Our most impactful
Yeah.
thing that we planned was probably our last roar out. We
Okay.
had a little bit of technical difficulties and the wind wasn't on our side, but we played a lot of games that really interested the students and they were really excited to participate in them. And since then, people have just been talking about that roar out. So,
What's like an example of a game that you guys played at Laura?
An example is we played rocks.
Yeah, Rocks is kind of our version of capture the flag.
Oh, okay.
And also did this game where you have a water in a bucket in your crossing behind you.
Oh.
You're trying to get the last person to have the most water in the bucket.
Oh, super cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'm struck because one of our core issues has been how to build culture, generally speaking. You know, how do you create an environment that kids want to be in, that they want to learn in, that they feel connected to, and that they want to continue to help each other and their peers. And so you guys have just done a really great job of doing those things that are the connective tissue in a community. And so thank you for that work. And then tonight, even, I say this to all the students that come through, is that I'm sure it's kind of curious, why would you have to come and lead it through the Pledge of Allegiance? But it's actually so that we're just reminded of our students before we take on any issues within the district over the course of the board meeting. And so you guys are the last image we have before we go and talk about issues, you know, that might impact your education. So thank you for coming. It actually is important. You are the great faces for us to remember for this evening. I'm really proud of your leadership. So thank you. I don't have any questions. Take it around.
Thanks again for stepping up. You know, this is just sort of the beginning for you guys, and it's your opportunity to use your voice, use your leadership skills, be able to talk in front of people, be able to talk to others and lead others. I call you guys bridge builders. You're building bridges to connect different grades, different people from different backgrounds. And I hope this continues on as you go on to high school and into middle school for you guys. It's a great opportunity. It starts here and it can only get better. And I know you guys have come up with ideas. You continue to study ways to, problems and how to solve these problems, and keep that up, communicate with each other, talk to each other. And it brings this culture that we love to see from you guys. So congratulations. I hope you guys continue to do so. Lots of great things to come.
That's good. All right. Well, hello again. It is my understanding that you were all focused on creating a sense of belonging in your school this year. And that was the focus. And one thing I do want to say is that lots of people have great ideas about what you should do and how you should do it, but leaders take action. And you guys all planned, took action, created a sense of belonging for students. And I see that the scores went up for students' perceptions around their sense of belonging in school. Congratulations. What is it about a sense of belonging that kind of makes Latimer so special? I know you can answer this because we prepped.
I feel like, belonging is a very important thing because some people, they don't want to go to school in the morning, but especially our lunch competitions and roar outs, it's definitely made an impact because some people find it more enjoyable. They're like, oh, at lunch we can do this. Some people, they don't feel like they belong at certain places, but I feel like since we've incorporated so many different events this school year, it's just make people feel more welcome and have more fun and just, bringing more things just than academics.
Thank you. Anyone else want to add?
Adding on to Lyra, I think another really special thing about our routes is that we're all divided into color teams at random. So it really gives you the opportunity to speak to people from different grade levels that you wouldn't necessarily talk to on a regular basis.
Also, I'd like to add one more thing, even for our spirit weeks, to make sure people, they feel like, they belong. We make sure no one's gonna feel left out as we're planning them, and really make it so everyone can participate into them.
Thank you so much for your leadership. I really appreciate what you're doing. And thank you for leading us tonight. Congratulations.
You ought to be so proud of yourself. I'm sure your parents and your school community is proud of you. We are very proud of you. So thank you for coming tonight. Good job. All right. So we will move to approval of tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll take it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Comments from the public?
Not much of the public's left. Members of the public may address the board on any subject of concern to you, including those not on tonight's agenda. However, provisions of the Brown Act preclude any action as an unagendized item. No response is required or permitted from the board or district staff, and as already stated, no action can be taken. The board, however, may instruct the superintendent to follow up, which may or may not include placing the item on a future meeting's agenda. If you would like to address the board this evening, please complete the blue public comment card within the first 15 minutes of the board meeting being called to order in public session. On the card, please list the agenda items you would like to speak to. If your comments do not pertain to an agendized item, please write public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name and organization that you're representing. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per board governance manual. I don't think we have any blue cards today. No.
Thank you, Shreya. Superintendent's report.
Sure. Well, hot off the presses, the AXA EdCal newspaper comes out weekly. AXA is the Association of California School Administrators. It goes out to about 17,000 individuals. And lo and behold, once again, Latimer is in the news for their we've got the root beer float. We've got the root beer float socks in there. Thank you, Maureen, for making that submission and keeping Moreland in the spotlight. I appreciate that. Also, we've got new logos. We've kind of spiffed them up. We have a few. Each school has their new logos. We're gonna make sure I'm gonna use Tasha's word, zhuzh up over in the enrollment center, make it more welcoming. But that also schools can use them on as they send things out on their websites, et cetera. So thank you for that. So we had President's Council in our MEF meetings last week and this week, and everyone is recruiting new board members. That is kind of what's happening this time of the year. I had a wonderful meeting with Anna Chan, who's the current MEF president, to discuss fundraising ideas for next year, how they can support us. This year, they gave Moreland $189,000 in support from the generous donations of our community. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching us right now for your generosity and your contributions. We will be voting on next year's budget during the June MEF meeting. So that'll be the last meeting of the year will be dedicated to that. Okay, so we just had our People of the Year celebration, and we will have our retirement celebration on Tuesday, June 3rd at 3:30 p.m. We're actually going to have it right here in the boardroom, make it a little more intimate, zhuzh up with some flowers and tablecloths and make it nice.
It's a lot of zhuzhing.
Reed and I got it. We like to zhuzh.
I didn't know that word before Tasha came to the district. So that is the new word, zhuzh. So I want to congratulate everybody that has just dedicated their service to the Moreland School District, and we will celebrate you on June 3rd. And then music in Moreland has just been, they have had so much fun. They've been in Disneyland, they've been to Great America. Let's see, almost 70 students from all 3 middle schools went to Disneyland, along with 6 parent chaperones and our 3 music directors. The trip included a visit into the recording studio where Disney conductor directed the students through 4 movie soundtrack pieces from different Disney movies. The young musicians also got to ride the rides at California Adventure at Disneyland during a heat wave, record-breaking temperatures for Anaheim that day, 98 degrees. On the whole, it was a very good trip. I had lots of fun experiencing the 2 Disney parks and displaying their music abilities. And then, as you know, I think it was a couple weekends ago, our musicians were also at Great America. for music in the parks, and our schools, EDS and Latimer, really stood out and won several awards. So EDS Jazz Band won first place in their division with an excellent rating. EDS Symphonic Strings, first place in their division with a superior rating. EDS Symphonic Band, first place in their division for superior rating. And Latimer Symphonic Orchestra was first place in their division for excellent rating. And then there was this final award where apparently they watched the students from the time they got off the bus. They watched them all through as they were playing their music through the park. And they judged our student, they called it the Esprit de Corps Award. So it was respectful behavior, kindness, how they treated one another, how they treated other people that they might not have known. And so that final award went to the combined schools of EDS and Latimer, representing Moreland very, very well at Music in the Park. So I want to say congratulations. Yes. And then as a reminder, we have our Thursday honors concert on 7 p.m. over in the Community Center Gym. That's this Thursday. And so hope to see you there. Open house season, we're in the middle of it. So all of those dates are on our website. You can find them. We've got, I believe, Baker tomorrow, followed by EDS and Latimer next week, and then Payne and Country Lane the following week. As a gentle reminder, there will be no school on Monday, May 26th in honor of Memorial Day. And then, believe it or not, the last day of school is coming up quickly, Friday, June 6th. So we look forward to celebrating our 8th grade promoters completing their Moreland journey, preparing for their move to high school. So we will have 8th grade promotion ceremonies starting with Latimer will be Thursday, June 5th at 9 a.m. And then EDS and MMS are on Friday, the last day of school. EDS starts at 9 and MMS starts at 10:30. So we hope to see you there. That concludes my remarks for this portion of the agenda.
Thank you. Board members' communications.
Just when I was getting used to skibbity, now I have to learn zhuzh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're a step behind me.
Okay.
Yes, you don't want to go there. It's a language that is foreign to everybody.
Okay.
April 24th, I attended the Anderson, Shelley and I were at Anderson site visit. Jody and Jessica walked us through the campus. Again, always struck by how much of an impact their approach in classes is having, especially with intervention and small groups. We had an opportunity to kind of sit in and kind of watch some of that in action. So it was very, very informative. And I, again, as always, thank Jody and Jessica for taking the time to do that for us. And other than that, I just wanted to just maybe spend 10 seconds on this. What we just witnessed with the award ceremony is always such a special day for me, because it's one thing when your peers recognize you with some of these awards, because they probably know your work better than almost anybody else. And I kind of like, as I was going through everybody's comments, 3 things kind of stood out, which is like, people talking about focus on the students, focus on the kids, focus on empathy, and kind of like collaboration. It's kind of like, that just kind of says Moreland, more than anything else. So I just wanted to say those few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to Anderson site visit with Shram and then also MMS with Heather, right? That was okay. It felt
like a long
yeah,
time
it felt
ago.
like a while. I had to go through my calendar. Yeah, and again, I just want to say thank you to, the principals and administrators for taking time out, because it's a big chunk of their day, just showing us around. And like Shram echoed, it was great to see a lot of the interventions being used in the classroom, and just being, sometimes we are not, I think it helps a lot to be at the site to see what the schools and the principals are really talking about, seeing it into action. Even at MMS, Teresa has lots of great ideas that I'm excited to see play into next year. And so again, it was just a great time. And then I will come clean. I accidentally missed the open house for Anderson, I believe, last Wednesday, or two Wednesdays ago, because I put it the wrong date in my calendar, but I will be there for Payne open house. So I apologize. And that is it for me.
I have no update.
I'll mention that I went to the last President's Council meeting last week. I was there for a little bit, but I presumably assume that there's gonna be some changing of some of the President's Council as they're looking into next year's how to pass the torch along, and then looking for possible members and other parents, volunteers, which has always been appreciative of those who take the time to, out of their day to create that culture and build that culture on each of the campuses. And then not as just this morning, Heather and I was over at Baker and got to speak with Jenna and the amazing job she's been able to do this year out of all the years of her first year and all the circumstances. And we did have a lengthy talk about how she's been able to search for support and then implement the things that she's been wanting to do. And then even when she had questions and answers, people that she relied on, and how we were as a district supportive of her in this year. So it was great to see that and then go through the classrooms and see the children.
Absolutely. I'll just echo our gratitude for visiting Baker this morning. It's always a treat, and it's just impressive, I think, the work that's being done in our district, and having the opportunity to hear about, we asked kind of pointed questions about support given being a new principal and some of the challenges she faced this year. And she just glowed about the amount of support that she got from all of you and from her colleagues and everyone. And so we know how fortunate we are to have such strong leadership in Moreland, but I wanted you to know that that's being said everywhere. And so thank you for that. MMS was also a pleasure. It does feel like it was a while ago. It's always a treat to be on a campus and to see in action some of the things that we read about or we get reports about. They're working so hard to develop such a strong culture amongst their student body, and they're doing a phenomenal job. It was really, really wonderful to see posters everywhere. They talked a lot about how they were preparing for testing and how they looped the kids in. They told them about their data, and they told them about how important it was that the work that our kiddos are doing. And so it was a really wonderful visit as well. I did attend Anderson Open House. And so did Clover, yes. And Tasha, it was quite the showing.
I'm just kidding.
I just want to say, I've said this before about open houses, what a unique opportunity it is to be able to talk with a teacher just kind of one-on-one for even just a quick minute. While they're greeting their kiddos or they're talking with their families or the superintendents come in. What I heard time and time again from the Anderson staff was just how much they love that school. And it shows. The work that the kiddos are doing, some of the work on the walls, the writing is just amazing. And so I want to just congratulate them for a strong year and all the work they're doing as well. And then lastly, I'll just mention MEF was a terrific meeting. And they're already planning for next year's pumpkin patch. So last year was kind of a challenge, right? Because there was a kind of a later in the window of opportunity change in leadership. But it was a full room for that MEF meeting. And they are really taking the opportunity and running with it. So I want to express my thanks to MEF as well. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. MCSEA is not here, just making sure. Okay. And we're on the consent. Any questions on tonight's consent?
A motion to approve tonight's consent calendar average.
Thank you, Brian. In a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Shreeram. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. closing items, future meeting dates. We know the next board meeting is going to be the study session.
Yes.
And we know, Brian, I think you're not able to join us. Anything else on future meeting dates?
Just a clarification more than anything.
Mhm.
June 3rd, the retirement celebration is different from the board meeting, right?
Correct,
Okay.
different days.
Do you think you'll be able to attend the
Yes.
retirement?
Could be able to do both.
Wonderful. And we'll all check our calendars for other site visits and promotion ceremonies and all the stuff coming up. Anything else on future meeting dates?
Not, but a request, Debbie, if you wouldn't mind, could you place these, some of these, I got some of the times, but like the retirement celebration, the middle school promotion times, if you could put them on the calendar, that way it'll be there. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, so announcements, reminders, requests. I guess you jumped ahead on me. No, I'm teasing you. Anything else on that front? No, okay, so we're going to adjourn now to closed session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have your little envelopes or the staff appreciation gift that was given to all staff. So, everybody got those with their school logo on it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, on the front.